Hello?
Hello everybody, MegaZardX here, back at it again to give y'all another very exciting collection reflection video where I take the time out to just go through my whole entire gaming library. Could be a game, could be a limited edition, could be a console. But today we're going to be talking about a launch edition GameCube game, and I'm referring to Luigi's Mansion, the very first one. Because recently on the Switch, we did manage to get Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, which was like basically an HD version of the one that dropped on the 3DS though. But I figured I might as well kind of give my thoughts on the very first one in the series, and just the reason why I think that this is such a really special and very unique series for Nintendo, considering the fact that Mario always usually gets all of the, the limelight and stuff, but Luigi though has always been in his brother's shadow though, and he finally managed to break out and get his own series within this one right here though. No gimmicks or no strings attached though. So that's what we're gonna be talking about within today's video though. So if you hadn't already done so, make sure you go and hit that like button, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and that bell to stay up to date on all things video game related I feel like talking about and discussing. But without any further ado, let's go and jump straight up into this video. So Luigi's Mansion. Now this game series right here, I didn't necessarily start off playing the first one right here. I actually got my start off with the series with Luigi's Mansion 3 that dropped out on the Nintendo Switch though. That's how I got my jumping off part in the series though. And then from that point I was like, heard some divisive things about 2, and I was like, all right, but maybe I should go back and play the first game up in the series though. However, before I can even do that, it was whenever I made that decision. So I was like, hey, you know what? I never owned a GameCube when I was growing up. Not at all, period. I managed to play a little bit of like Double Dash and stuff like that from my cousin whenever I happened to be over there at her house though, but I never owned a GameCube. So I was like, you know what, let me remedy this one though and make up for lost time though. So I managed to get a GameCube over there, get a whole bunch of different hookup essential stuff, get the controllers and all of that stuff though. But these games aren't necessarily cheap while you're going through and looking on eBay though. But at least for Luigi's Mansion, it wasn't necessarily a really expensive one. I feel like it was $40 or less. It might have been $30 or something like that. So it wasn't a bad game to kind of start off my collection with, which honestly, it was like one of the very first games, and that was actually a launch title for the Nintendo GameCube. So I thought it was kind of fitting for that regard alone though. So yeah, so I managed to get this. It was one of the first handful of games I managed to get on that new system, at least for me personally though. And at least with Luigi's Mansion, I actually managed to go through and play this whole entire game on stream. It's somewhere on my YouTube channel if you look through the playlist and stuff like that. Whenever I used to do live streams here on the main channel instead of now where I do it on the extras channel though. So yeah, you can even check out my whole entire live streams scenario for this one game just to kind of hear all my raw reactions though. But to put everything in a nutshell though, this one was really cool. It was definitely played differently from Luigi's Mansion 3. And it's also kind of cool because as you're going around and capturing these ghosts, obviously you have to flash them with the light to stun them. Then you have to pull them though. But however, it wasn't just pull them and like smack them left and right or whatever though. Luigi's Mansion kind of dwindled down their health. No. They put up a tussle, they put up a fight. They're like, hey, we're about to go ahead and just throw down up on you though. So they'll drag you every which way around this whole entire gosh dang room though. And it's like you have to hold the stick back in just the right angles and stuff like that and reel them in. It was like as if like you were just playing a fishing game or whatever though. I was like, man, oh shoot. But yeah, those ghosts like to put up a tussle though, as it's like, kind of gives you vibes like Ghostbusters and stuff like that though. However, that's just the basic core mechanic of you going around and catching all of these things though. Now, obviously, the whole point of it is, Mario has been captured by King Boo and stuff. So you as Luigi is going up in this mansion trying to save your brother and stuff. And, capturing the ghosts aren't necessarily hard. I say the trickiest thing about this series is solving all these very unique kind of puzzles though. Because sometimes you'll go into a dark room and you don't see any ghosts in sight, but sometimes you either got to pull the curtain back, flip over a couch or something like that though, mess around with something with the lights or the ceiling fans or whatever though. The core component I would say with these Luigi's Mansion games is just finding whatever makes the box tick in terms of you being able to make that ghost come out of hiding though. That's always like the core of the Luigi's Mansion series though. And then of course on top of that, then you have like certain boss ghosts as well that have like a completely different way of like fighting against you and stuff. So it's like, you know, you might be messing with ice or something like that within one given room or something like that, or a ghost that's like, you know, has especially relating around with fire or something like that though. So it's just a lot of different scenarios and stuff. They make the ghosts so uniquely different with each encounter though, because you know, if you just think about just capturing the same old ghost here and there though, I mean, it will kind of get stale really quick though. But I think the one thing they do within this series so well is making all these ghosts feel uniquely different. Yes, you are going to have some of the same minion ghosts that are kind of like the same basic ones as like you running through like an original Super Mario Brothers level and jumping on the same Goombas or like Koopas or something like that though. You have those ghosts in here though, but there are enough different unique ones that make it drastically different though. I think the one thing that kind of got on my nerves the most, at least while I was going through and playing this game, is especially if it's your first time and it's not like your 50th time running through this game, is finding all those gosh dang stinking boos up in this game though, because it's essential to get past a certain point in the story to hunt down every single one of those boos though. And I was like, gosh dang, because they're literally in almost every single room. And those are the ones that feel like your average Joe Blow kind of, you know, ghost or whatever, though. Because we know boos for the longest time in the Mario Brothers series, though. But finding these jokers wherever they might be hiding in each individual room is a pain in the butt. I have to say that right there. That's probably my only one little tidbit, at least with Luigi's Mansion for this one, though. But outside of that, the game is freaking phenomenal in every other aspect along the way, though. I even like some of the things and gadgets and stuff, like EGAD, who's like predominantly a staple within the Luigi's Mansion series. He's the one that kind of gives you the poltergust and stuff to be able to do all your stuff, and it sometimes gives you upgrades to it along the way, though. And I like how literally, I think it was like what the Game Boy Horror is like what the thing is called. Like they're just spin-offs of basically Nintendo hardware that we managed to get along the way, though. So I was like little unique things like that kind of pull back from the legacy of Nintendo up in these games as well, though. But overall, I mean, Luigi's Mansion, I think it's just a great and phenomenal series, though. It's not necessarily like the most scariest game out there. Like, it's not like a Resident Evil. It's not necessarily a Silent Hill, though. But it is a good game that you can come back time and time again on in this series and have a fantastic time playing Luigi's Mansion, especially in the lead up to the Halloween season, though. Especially in that spooky month of October, though. I mean, there's a lot of people that love to go back and play spooky games in that month, though, and Luigi's Mansion just happens to be like one of those games that I might personally start doing myself, though, because I mean, this series is overall really great, though. But that's basically going to do it in terms of this one collection reflection video right here, though. So if you really like this video, make sure you're going to hit that like button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell to stay up to date on all things video game related I feel like talking about and discussing. So remember, y'all, until whatever video I make next, see y'all.